What's up everybody, it's CJ Plays here and I'm back with another Pleasantville renovation video. So today we're going to be furnishing the Casanova Corporate Building. So this is where the business rabbit hole is going to be. Now I had a lot of issues with this build, y'all, because I was like, what do I do? What do I start? This is one of those trust the process kind of builds in my opinion, where like it may not look good when it starts out, but I think the end result is really good, honestly. I also really like the storyline that I came up with this building. So okay, I guess we need to start off with the name. So at first I was like, well, I know this is going to be like a business office, but I was like, what kind of business office are we talking about? Like at first I was going to do something really boring, like a paper business or like a pencil business. But then I was like, no. With a name like Casanova, you have to go one step above that, or a couple steps, I should say. And then I was like, well, the first thing that came to my brain, honestly, was Don Lothario. And then I was like, also thinking about Sims 4 Love Struck. And then I was like, oh, what if we do like a dating service or like a dating office or something like that? So the idea is that like there's a sim who, you know, graduated college and he started a startup company with his friends. So it's like a really small operation. It's just him and like 2 other employees, but they have been doing pretty good for themselves, y'all. So it's a website and it's also an app, but they also have like a physical office and it's here. Now they're not from Pleasantville. They just wanted to kind of find like a more secluded place to like have a business office, so they kind of just went here. But the crazy thing is, y'all, this business has a really high success rate. It's kind of interesting though, because like, you know, it's online dating, so it's oftentimes a mixed bag. You don't really know who you're gonna get with, or if you meet someone, they may be weird, or you may not just be compatible or whatever. But the people who use this website have been having a really high success rate, like very high, like 99 point whatever, like it's super high. So much so that a lot of the competitors are starting to think that something is wrong. Like they want to know, and like the general public kind of wants to know. And like every time that the business has to explain like, oh, we're just Casanova Corp. And they'll just say stuff like, we fine tune our algorithms. So whatever you say your interests are, it will search the website to find people that match with you and da 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 da. Like a bunch of corporate speak, honestly. Yeah, they have like a really high success rate, very eerie, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. So this right here is just kind of like the lobby. I would imagine that some of the residents in Pleasantville, you know, they sometimes come here to seek services, okay? They want to like be matched with someone, or I feel like a small percentage of people that come in are like just asking for tech support. Like I tried going to the website and this doesn't work and that doesn't work and I can't click this and I can't remember my password. So I feel like this building is like a catch-all. Like they do like businessy type stuff here, but it's a lot of it is just like tech support or like doing one-on-one meeting sessions. So we have like a front desk. They haven't quite filled in all the roles at this business yet. In my brain, I'm like, they haven't even been operating for a year, so they haven't really filled all the roles. So like I said, it's just the owner and 2 employees. So sometimes they'll just take turns. Like if this place is kind of packed, they'll just kind of take turns. Somebody is out in the front making sure people are checked in, and then they'll run to their desk and they'll try to like do work and stuff like that. So like I said, they haven't quite filled in all the roles, but they're getting there, you know. Now this section is kind of like where the work actually happens, like for the employees. So I have a couple desks in here. As you can see, I drew this wall right here. So this is just to kind of separate this space from the bathroom. So there is a bathroom and there's also like a storage closet. So as a lot of y'all know, a lot of the lots in this world are not really that big. So sometimes I feel like I need to get a little bit creative about the space. So I decided to kind of have a storage closet. Now, if you want to, you can make it into a bathroom. I originally wanted to make it into a office for the boss, but then you'll see it a little bit later, but the room is not that big. So I was like, maybe we could just compromise for like a storage room. But for now, as you can see, it's taken me a while to figure out what railing I want to put on this stair. These stairs are from the World Adventures pack. I think this is like the most I've ever really seen these stairs being used, because like I don't personally use them, but a lot of the lots in this world have them, so I'm just kind of keeping them. So now I'm just going in and I'm kind of just like placing everything down. I was kind of inspired by that police department that I furnished a couple of weeks ago. If you don't know, maybe this might be the first time you see this series, but I've been furnishing a lot of the lots in this world called Pleasantville by Boring Bones. The world is empty, so you can download the world if you want to, but all of the buildings and stuff are empty, so I'm kind of going through and furnishing them for a series. So there was this police department that I furnished a couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of inspired by that. So in that build, much like this build, I have a couple of these desks just kind of like lined it up in the corner. We have maybe like one big desk, like, you know, facing them, and then I also wanted to kind of go in and add some more like work type objects. So I have a dry erase board. I also have a bulletin board. I put up a couple of pictures in here, and then I was really just trying to like figure out what to put, like what else I could put without being like too much. So I did go and add a bookshelf, and then I also added some extra chairs in here. So by now you'll probably know that Supernatural came through with this build. There's a reason for that, but Supernatural really came through with this build, especially with the chairs and stuff. It just, I don't know, it looks fancy, but in like gothic kind of way. Like I like it. I really do like it. Like I said, this is one of those trust the process kind of builds, y'all. Like at first I was gonna scrap it and just do something different, but I was like, no, stick with it. And I don't know, I'm really liking the interior. So like I said, now I'm just kind of putting a couple of these chairs out. I don't ever use these chairs for anything, y'all. I think it's because they have like that chain or whatever on the back, and for me, I just don't need a chair like this in all of my everyday builds. Usually if it's me, I just want something kind of practical normally, so I never really get a chance to use these that often, but a build like this, they are needed. Okay, so I have these. I also have those other fancier looking chairs that come with Supernatural. Supernatural actually came with a lot of chairs, like the ones in the lobby, those really nice fancy ones that you'll see. I use those to kind of be around like the employees' desk, because like I said, I'd imagine like people will come in off the street or schedule appointments and like, hey, like I'm trying to find a match, or can you tell me what's wrong with my profile? I haven't got a match yet, or I haven't really got any messages. I kind of feel like they sometimes do one-on-one with like clients and stuff. Like if you maybe pay a little extra, they'll do one-on-one and try to like help you with your profile. Like, hey, your profile pictures are nice, but maybe they'll be better if you do this, or you know, stuff like that. A lot of it is just kind of like self-help kind of stuff, but you know, I could imagine them taking clients and stuff like that. So now I'm just going in and I'm adding a couple of like pictures and some rugs and stuff like that. I also added some of those mood, I don't know what they're really called. They're the little light object from Supernatural. So basically it's like a lamp, but the light of the lamp affects your Sims mood. It's not quite like the Sims 4, but like it's kind of giving Sims 4 in a way. So like I think if it's green, your Sims are in a good mood. I think blue, I forgot what it is, but like it's one of those like mood lamp type things. And I was like, I could imagine them having clients in here and they're like, listen, I want to have a good day today. They all turn the lamp on and they turn it to like the green setting, so everyone that comes in will be in a good mood. Like I could honestly imagine them doing something like that. They're like, we're gonna make sure we have that 99 success rate. We're gonna try to get to 100. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this is just me now putting those extra special like fancy chairs. I did go back after I finished recording and I added some like some dossier type folders and stuff like that. They come with ambitions, so I put like one on the main desk. This is me now trying to figure out what I was gonna do with that back room. So like I said at first, it was gonna be an office, but then when I put a desk, like technically I think maybe a chair could fit, but I didn't want to move the door over because I didn't want it to be off-centered, so I couldn't really put everything that I wanted to in here without it looking weird or not being functional. So I was like, maybe we could just have this be a storage closet. So we have the same desk. I used the bookshelf that comes with Generations because that one has a couple of boxes and stuff on it and like some folders and books and stuff like that. I went back after I finished recording and I added some books from Generations just to kind of have more clutter. I added like a little chart and graph. Like I'd imagine the boss is trying to keep up with the trajectory of the business and, you know, just trying to see how much money he's making and stuff like that. So I just kind of put like some extra, but feel free to change the room into whatever you want it to be. But now this is the bathroom. If you look close enough, you'll see that there is a pigeon on the floor. I think it's just because of like the world. I forgot what it's called, but they're like world objects or something like that, or world effects. I don't really know how to explain it. So maybe when your Sims go to the bathroom, there may be a pigeon walking around in here. I can't really like move the pigeon because it's not like an actual like in-game object, so I don't know how to move it. There probably is a way, maybe if you go to like create a world or something, but I don't, that's like above my expertise, so I don't really know. But yeah, there is a pigeon. So bathroom pigeon, you know? Yeah, so basically for the bathroom, I'm just using bathroom stalls. I'm using one of the countertops from the base game. I'm also using a mirror in here, and then I'm just kind of putting like a sink in here. So it's kind of like a basic bathroom. I did go and add that toilet paper rack object from late night, so I put that in here as well. So now we go upstairs, and you may remember I was saying how the business has a very eerily high success rate and no one can really figure out why. You know, they give a reason because the algorithm is so good, but they don't really explain much more than that. Well, the reason why everything is like amazing and everything is so high is because the owners are witches. So they use magic to influence the algorithm. Like literally the algorithm was made with magic, so it's gonna usually be a 100% success rate. So they want to look legit, so it's not like actually 100%, so they do kind of mess up a little bit here and there, but that's just more so to keep up appearances so it doesn't look like it's, you know, something weird going on. But if they wanted to, it could be a 100% success rate because it's magic, you know. So it's kind of interesting though, because the upstairs portion is kind of like a big room, and I didn't really know what I wanted to put up here. So I knew that maybe like half of the room could be like, you know, a break room or something like that, and then maybe like the other half could be something else. So I decided to kind of make a kitchen in the corner. So I'm using some of this tile from the late night pack. I'm also using some base game countertops in here. I put a fridge, and I also put a couple of coffee machines and a sink. Unfortunately, you can't put stoves or microwaves on community lots in The Sims 3. Maybe with the mod, but you can't do it unmodded. And I don't really know why that is. Maybe it's like a fire thing. I don't really know, but you can't do it at least without a mod. So there is no stove, but you do have a fridge so you can get quick meals if you want to. There's a sink so you can get water, and there's a coffee machine for coffee and other things like that. So at least your Sims can eat while they're here. Now, the other section of the upstairs is full of supernatural objects. I'm talking a Bonehilda's coughing. I'm talking about the magical mirrors that you can get the makeovers from. There's an alchemy station in the middle of the room, and there's a bunch, y'all, of like bottles and potions and jars and wands. It's just basically like Witch Central upstairs, honestly. Like, I feel like they don't really let anyone upstairs, but even if for whatever reason someone does come upstairs, they could just say stuff like, oh, it's a prop, or they could say something like, oh, this is just extra stuff that we're gonna use for spooky day. Like, they can literally dress it up, and people would probably be like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't really ever see this building not being successful. Like, even if they get in trouble, they could just use magic to get out of it. So like, I don't really ever see this business stopping. But in all, y'all, that is pretty much everything for the entire build. I love how this one turned out, y'all. It was a very interesting concept, but I think it turned out good. So if you want to download this build, feel free to. I'm gonna leave it linked down below. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. Follow me over on Twitch where I stream a lot more of The Sims, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching!